Good morning. Good morning. This is Hannah. Thank you for joining me this morning. I am in New Jersey and the skies are looking a little gray. There's a little drops of rain on the windows. I have my tea. I drink English breakfast with a little bit of almond milk. I woke up very recently. I had to put a little bit of face on. Okay, I'm not going to show you the the morning face. If you would like, please feel free to let me know that you're here, and let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Um, just want to check that everything is working all right. Okay. So if you are here and you can't hear me, just let me know. Okay. I'll just go ahead and start talking about this class for a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and dive right in. Okay. Well, this is a calming, gentle yoga class. It's going to be on the gentle side as opposed to like a big workout. So we're not going to get a six pack here, but we're going to work out in a different way. All right. This is all levels welcome. So if you have never tried yoga before, this is a perfect opportunity because I plan to take a lot of time for body awareness, and I'll do my best to instruct very clearly and in terms of alignment. So you don't have to worry about that. You just have to be listening to your body. If you have a block, one of these, go get one. If not, it's okay. You can just use maybe a thick book or a couple of books. And I'm just going to use this for maybe just one pose today, like when we do a squat. If you are already comfortable doing a squat without a block, then obviously you don't need one. That's really the only prop that I'll use today. So I'm going to be referencing, today is focusing on centering. And when I use the word midline, I think of like a line right down the middle of my body. And it's a really great way to center and to kind of get your strength and grounding when you're doing a lot of balancing exercises or any kind of yoga poses that require strength and stamina, and that have like tension going on. And I just imagine this midline through my body, all the way up through the crown of my head, going all the way down into the ground. And I imagine that midline just kind of expanding in both directions as my body is energetically pulling towards or hugging that midline. So if I say midline, that's what I'm kind of talking about. I just wanted to give sort of a pre-talk about that because it's a little bit easier to explain it beforehand. So when I mention that midline, I invite you to breathe through that midline, and that will help you center through the poses. When I give the inhale and exhale cues, don't worry if you're off sync. I remember when I started out in yoga, and my teachers were going too fast for my breathing, and it was a little bit annoying sometimes. So I invite you to try to follow along to my breathing cues, but if it's not syncing up, don't worry about it. The more important thing is that you use your breath to connect to the present moment of whatever is happening in your body at that very moment. That's more important than whether you're breathing in the right inhale or exhale. Okay. Breathing in through the nose. If you can at all possible, just breathe in through the nose during the session, because the nose is good for filtering the air, first of all, and it warms the air. And it also forces us to breathe more slowly, because the entrance is smaller than the mouth, and deeply. So we're going to be breathing through the nose and out the nose, okay? And I just invite you to listen to your body, whatever is going on with you, either physically or emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever is going on with you. I just invite you to listen, hold yourself in with compassion, and breathe, okay? And if you need to make any kind of modifications during the poses that is better for your particular body, absolutely go ahead and do it. Okay. And lastly, I'll just say that while I teach this class, I'll be flipping from front view to side view. It doesn't mean that you have to do that. I just want to make that clear. So I'll just say, this is the front view, this is the side view, but you can just stay where you are. I'm just merely showing you different angles to better explain the pose. Okay, so I'm going to have another cup of, or a sip of tea. As you at home over there start to get settled, have your yoga mat lying down and ready for you. And are we ready? Okay. Let's start. And if you can't hear me at all, just write a comment. I will do my best to look at the comments while I'm teaching. Obviously, if I'm sort of in the middle of things, I won't be able to read it as well, but I'll do my best. Okay. Let's start with our belly on the ground. Good morning, Colleen. Can you hear me okay? Just let me know if you can hear me all right. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and start. And again, if you can't hear me, just write a comment and I'll do my best to adjust. Okay, all right. So let's go put our bellies on the ground. We're going to lie our entire bodies on the ground. Great, you can hear me, wonderful. All right, let's start our morning by truly grounding ourselves to the ground. With our bellies on the ground, you can just put your hands comfortably where they fall, and put your forehead onto the mat. Letting your body sink, your forehead sink into the mat. Feeling how the earth is cradling you this morning. Feeling your body parts sinking into the ground. Your legs, your feet, the tops of your feet, your torso, your hips. Just let your body melt here for a second. Your forehead onto the mat. And your hands and your arms just feeling heavy. And letting your head fall and be supported. Now gently raise your head and turn it to one side. Your body is staying where it is. And just turn your head to one side for a gentle neck stretch. You're breathing into the calm morning. Just let yourself be here with your breath and your body right now, without any apologies or guilt or anything. This ground is supporting you 100% unconditionally. And when you're ready, you can turn your head over to the other side. Continuing to breathe. And I want you to just stay here with your head turned to the side, your body grounded into the earth. And I want you to check in with yourself. See what's going on in your body and also in your interior world. Notice if any thoughts or emotions are coloring your moment right now. And then come back, bring your head back to the center, the forehead to the mat. Slide your hands to your chest, to your rib area. Tuck your toes in, and then push yourself up. Widen your knees so there's space in between your knees, and just fall back into devotional pose or child's pose. Resting your forehead on the mat, and stay here while I do the timer, which I forgot to do. Resting in devotional pose with your forehead and your arms stretched out before you, breathing into this side body. And the other side, filling up your chest, sinking your hips down. Nice audible sigh. Thanking yourself for coming here today. I thank you for coming here, making the time for yourself this morning. Slowly raising your hips up to table. Let's do a couple of cat and cow exercises. Now you're going to drop your belly, lift your tailbone up, and your chest rises up as you lean your hands into the mat, pushing your chest up. Now you don't want to look up so much like this. That's straining your neck. You want to keep your neck neutral, yet you want to push and lean and shine your heart forward, dropping your belly. And then on an exhale, you can round your back, pushing into the earth, dropping your head. And when you're ready, you can take an inhale, dropping your belly, chest, heart shines forward. And then your back rounds to the ceiling, head falling. Great. I just want to make sure that you can all hear me. Great. Hi, Peter. Thanks for joining. Okay. So you're at table, right? Now extend one leg out. Extend your left leg out. And just wake up your leg by rocking back and forth. Hello, leg. I love morning yoga because you've been in your bed all night, well, maybe, and you're just bringing some movement for the first time in the day. And at least for me, I feel like I can feel my body a little bit better. So you're just gently stretching that calf. And then bring your energy into the midline of your body, to the center of your body. Hug that midline and raise that extended leg. Breathing here. And when you're ready, take your opposite arm and stretch outward. This is a balancing table. This does bring focus to your center. Think about maybe if it helps shooting energy through the top of your head and through the bottoms of your feet. And then bend your elbows and your knees and have them touch. Extending out again. Inhale. And as you exhale, bringing your knee to your elbow. And you can let that go. Back to table. Great. And let's extend the other leg. Rocking back and forth. Sending some love to that leg this morning. Hello, hello. Thank you, leg. Thinking about that midline through the center of your body, hugging that midline. And then raising that extended leg and breathing here. Checking in. And when you're ready, the opposite arm extends out. And you're feeling expansive and balanced here. Or maybe you're not, and that's okay. Just breathe and focus on the midline of your body, the center of your body. And then bringing the elbow to your knee. And then extending out, inhale. And then exhale, bringing your elbow to your knee. And then letting that go. And then just for a different view, stay where you are. We're going to do an exercise called thread the needle, and you'll see why it's called that. Ground your right hand into the ground and lift up your left towards the sky, inhaling. And then as you exhale, thread that hand through the needle. Here we go. And resting your head and grounding your shoulder, lowering your hips, and breathing here for this gentle morning twist. Then we can come back to center. And let's do the other side. Grounding the left hand, leaning that hand, palm into the ground. We rise up or right. Reaching up towards the sky, breathing in. And exhale, threading that needle. And resting on the ground. If any thoughts come up, your to-do list for today or whatever it is, just come back to the breath and come back to the present moment and see what you can feel in your body. And releasing the needle, coming back. And I just invite you to come and sit. Let's see, hi Ina, my cousin's here. Thank you, I put a little makeup on. All right, so we're going to sit on our bottoms, and we'll do a gentle twist. So one hand, your right hand can come in the front and on your fingertips, and the other hand can go behind you, sort of like as a kickstand. You're still facing forward. And as you breathe in, think about grounding through the bottom into the earth and through your spine and breathing through the top of your head, the crown of your head, okay? And as we turn, we're going to turn with, starting with the belly, the bottom of our stomach, and then as we coil, we're going to turn all the way around, and your head would be the last to turn, okay? So putting your fingertips here, fingertips back, breathing, and moving our belly to a gentle twist, breathing again through the top of your head. Maybe your shoulders are facing the side. Breathing in again. And exhale, twist. One more breath. Breathing in. And perhaps you peek past your shoulder. And stay here and do one more breath. And as you twist and exhale, you can imagine releasing any toxins, anything you want to release for today. And when you're ready, you can gently come back to center. You can place your hands on your knees and just close your eyes for 1 second. Listening to your body. Noticing any differences between the sides. Okay. Let's take the other hand to the front and the other fingertips. Kickstand toward the back and breathing in, grounding down and breathing up through the top of your head and twisting. Breathing in. Twist a little more. Expansive breath in. And exhale, twist. One more here to twist. And your head is the last to turn. Now I lied. One more breath in this position. As you're coiled up, one more inhale and exhale, twist. And then gently come back to center. Okay. Gathering yourself back to center. And I just want to invite you for just a second to touch base with why you showed up today. There's something that made you come here early in the morning. For me, no one else is awake. My son is sleeping, my husband's sleeping. You wanted to center and ground, bring more calm into your life. Just think about that intention. Okay. Now extend your both legs into a V. There you go, into a V here. It doesn't have to be very wide, just a comfortable V. And let's scoop out the flesh underneath our sit bones. Okay? When you do that, you can feel the bones in your butt kind of making stronger contact with the ground. Do you feel that? Scoop, scoop. Yeah. Now, your right arm will just rest on this leg, and this arm, your right shoulder, will be parallel to the plane of this leg. All right? And as we breathe in, we raise our left arm. And then we gently exhale. We slide that hand down the leg. We breathe into our side body. And on your next exhale, you can gently glance toward your hand. What this does is this opens up the chest a little bit. 2 more breaths here. Noticing what comes up for you. Coming back to center. Your other hand on the leg, parallel to that plane. Rising up with an inhale. And side stretch. Your next inhale, gaze up, opening up the heart, inviting possibilities and calm. A sense of ease. And notice how your breath feels in this position. You can notice my voice is a little, it sounds different because every yoga position, you know, your body is moving and changing. So it's why it's so wonderful to come back to the present or be in the present and just notice how you're breathing differently in each pose. All right. Then right now we'll bring our legs to the center and bring your left leg and place the sole of the left leg in the inner thigh of the right. And you can flex your foot for the extended leg. And then scoop out that flesh one more time, feeling the sit bones ground into the body. And on an inhale, we reach toward the sky. And exhale, we just simply place our fingertips on the ground. Okay? I'm going to do a side view here because I want to show you the mechanism, how we bend forward. Okay? Now we're going to bend forward. We're going to hinge at our hips. We're not going to round. This is not what we're going to do. And you see this quite often. And this is actually not the way to get a stretch. And it could actually potentially hurt your lower back. So we're breathing in through the crown of your head. Hinge just a little bit, as if your back is like a hinge, so your back is straight. Breathing in again, and then folding. And if there's a little bit of a bend to that extended leg, that is A-okay. Breathing here, and maybe this is it for you, and that is fine. But if you want to go a little bit more, you can walk your fingertips forward, you can fold a little bit further, and then when you've hit your edge, just drop your head. Breathing here, 2 breaths. And on an inhale, gently rising up. Okay, great. Let's do the other side. Extending the other leg and the opposite leg. You put the sole of the foot there against the inner thigh, grounding through your sit bones, breathing through the crown of your head, raising your arms up. And exhale, placing your fingertips down, and then you walk your fingertips forward as we hinge at the hip. And just pause, just do a little bit and pause. Noticing the stretch, breathing into the stretch. And when you're ready, you can inhale through the crown of your head, elongating the spine and hinging further. There you go. See the flat back? Okay. And if this is good, just stay here and let your head fall. If you want to go for a little bit more of a stretch, you can fold a little further. Drop your head and take 2 breaths. Intentionally, consciously breathing. Bringing back your intention for this class and for your day. And when you're ready, you can gently bring yourself back up. Okay, this is the front view. Then we will put our hands into the ground and we come back to table. All right, so this is the side view. So we're in table, tuck your toes as such. And then I want you to really lean into the ground with your palms. Really, really push in there. And then push into your toes, so much so that your knees start to rise. My knees are about maybe 4 inches off the ground. I am hugging my midline, the center line that bisects my body. I'm hugging that midline, and then lower your knees. It's so simple, but it's such a great grounding exercise, and it really works your abs too. Let's do that again. Leaning into the hands and your toes so much that your knees float up. And you're hugging your center. Now gently extend your leg into a downward facing dog. Okay. And you could take any adjustment here that you need to. Now for downward facing dog, I usually like to say to rotate your armpit so that your inner armpit is kind of facing forward. That makes sense? And your knees can be bent. They don't have to be totally straight. They can be bent. But for now, let's just walk our dog. Take our dog for a walk. Just waking up those legs again. And now together, let's take an inhale, raising the heels. And exhale, pull the heels energetically towards the earth. They do not have to touch the mat. But just energetically send your heels toward the center of the earth as your palms are grounding as well. And just letting your head where it wants to be. Now, deeply bending your knees, looking forward, walk toward the front of your mat. And we're going to do a forward fold. You can definitely have your knees slightly bent here, and the weight of your body is toward the front, the balls of your feet for a deeper stretch, and just let your head hang. If you like, you can rest your hands in the crooks of each arm, like that. And letting your upper body just drop, letting gravity help. Releasing your arms and rising up to a flat back. You can place your arms on your shins and flat back. You want to think about slightly sending your heart forward and then just melting down. And we're going to stand, rise up slowly. And where we're going to do this is we're going to push through our feet so hard, grounding so much that it's sending our body up, one vertebra at a time. Keep doing this as you stack one vertebra at a time on top of each other. Until your head is the last to rise up. Let's roll our shoulders back, opening our heart, palms forward, mountain pose, Tadasana. You can have a slight bend in your knee, finding your center here, feeling the groundedness, how the ground supports you. It supports you to ground and to rise up. And bringing your heart, your hands to heart center. Noticing a sense of ease coming into your heart. And let's sweep up, inhale. Hands through our midline, and let's go back to a forward fold. Here's a side view. Hanging out down here. An audible sigh is great. Just breathe in and sigh out. Grounding through your feet, rising up to a half forward fold, half flat back, and then melting back down. And then come down to a plank. Come down to a plank. Your hands are resting right underneath your shoulder sockets. Noticing your midline here. And lowering your knees. And bending your elbows, sending your body down. And then you can put the flat tops of your feet on the ground, grounding your pubic bone and the tops of your feet. You can put your hands to the sides of your chest and rising up, you lift up your heart, shining your heart forward. Now what you don't want to do is crank your neck up, okay? We don't want to do that. Your gaze is just right in front of you. Just think about shining your heart forward. And breathing here, opening your heart. Yep, that is my dog. And tucking your feet, your toes, and pushing up into devotional pose. Widening, putting your knees apart and falling into the center of your body, reaching up and just letting your head fall. Staying here for a second, just checking the time. Okay. Rising your hips, coming back to table, pushing into your hands, and rising up, sending your hips back to downward facing dog again. Shining the inside of your elbows, shining those pits forward. You can have a bend in your knees, but energetically trying to send energy through your heel toward the center of the earth. Deeply bending your knees and gently walking to the top of your mat. into a forward fold. Rising up to half back, and then melting down again. Sinking your feet into the ground like you're making very, very, very heavy footprints into mud. Just pushing, 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 pushing. So much so that your skeletal structure starts to stand up. You are stacking one vertebra at a time, slowly breathing in between each vertebra as you slowly stack up. Front view, palms forward. Now we're going to do some balancing exercises here. I want you to just stand comfortably and just shift from left to right. Noticing the sensations of the shift as you go to the left and as you go to the right. Can you be aware of passing that center point? Where's the center? Now, arriving at the center, we raise our left knee and we hug that knee, grounding the standing leg and standing upright, sending energy through the crown of your head. Breathing here for one breath. Breathing again. Inhale and then exhale, opening up that leg, opening up that hip. And if you would like, you can extend that other arm. It helps in balancing poses to pick a point in front of you. This is called drishti. Focus on one non-moving point in front of you. Breathing, hugging your midline, and then coming back to center. And shifting to the other leg, you lift up your right knee, giving it a hug, grounding that standing leg. Inhale again, and then exhale, opening up that hip. And if you like, you can extend the arm. Focusing on that one point in front of you. Getting in touch with that center point throughout your body. The midline, if you caught me late into the class, I talked about a midline that runs toward the center of your body. And as we do these poses, it's helpful for me, at least, to think about hugging that midline. Really helps me to balance. Okay, great, guys. Doing a great job. And now we'll do tree pose, okay? So bring your left leg, and for beginners, it's totally fine to rest your heel on your ankle, okay? And then just come to tree pose this way. This is tree pose, and it's absolutely fine. If you would like a little bit more of a challenge, you could put the sole of your foot on your calf. You don't want to put it on your knee, okay? So you could put it on your ankle, your calf, or you could put it on your inner thigh. Now, if you're doing it on your inner thigh, you want to have that resistance from the standing leg. And the standing leg is strong. Think about a strong tree trunk, and the roots are going down into the ground, and just bringing your hands to heart center. I love putting my hands to heart center for a few reasons. First of all, I believe that yoga is so devotional. It makes me just devote myself to this practice. And secondly, it's reminding myself where my center is, see where my hands are. Breathing in. If you like, you can grow your branches. And if you fall, that's totally fine. Just get back on the saddle. Opening your heart. Keeping your eyes resting on that focal point, the drishti. And then coming back to center and lowering. Okay. We can shake that leg out. Okay. And let's go over to the other leg. The left leg. Send the weight toward that leg. Ground that leg. And then your right can rest on your ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh. Feeling the resistance against each other. Grounding that standing leg. Strong roots. Hugging your midline. Focusing on your drishti. Breathing into your center. You can imagine energy flowing up through the crown of your head. And if you like, you can also grow your branches upward toward the sky, opening your heart. Notice how this feels for you. What comes up? Maybe you're just trying to stay balanced, but maybe other things come up. Just notice them without judgment. Bringing your hands back to center. Okay. We'll do one more balancing pose before we get on the ground. This is called dancer's pose, and this is just the side view. Send your left leg back. Okay, like on your toes, on the balls of your feet rather, but the weight is still on your right leg, okay? And then we are going to raise up the other arm toward the sky and activate your fingertips so they're energetic, so it looks like this from the front, yeah? Now we can bend that back leg, and we can stay here. This is dancer's pose. You can energetically extend your fingertips, your heart opening up. If you like, you can clasp your ankle, and if you kick your ankle into your hand, you can send your body forward, just hinging at the hip. You're expressing yourself in various directions, yet you have the grounding center point, and then come back down. That is a more challenging balancing pose. Let's try the other side, okay? All right, and maybe I'll do it from the front view. So taking the other leg back, the one that you didn't do, and your weight is on the front leg, okay? And bring up the opposite arm, breathing in, and the other hand. Your fingertips are energized, your heart is open. And that you can bend that leg in the back, balancing on the extended leg. And if you like, you can get that ankle here and push that ankle into your hand. Focusing on one point. Sending your body in the front towards the back and into the ground and up to the sky, all at the same time. Okay. And we can come back to center. Great. Now this is a great time to get your block if you have one. If you don't, if you have maybe a thick book or a couple of books, stand about a little bit wider than your shoulder distance and come to a squat. You can sit on your block this way. Your elbows are in the insides of your knee. Your hands come to center. And your elbows are pushing your knees outward. So you may feel a stretch right here. This is a super grounding exercise. And if you would like to remove the block, you don't have to, you can keep it there. You could do so. You can imagine a weight at the bottom of your tailbone. And gently rocking back and forth. Bringing a little gratitude in now for the work you've done today, although we're not done. And then putting our hands toward the front and coming into plank. Okay. There we go. Lowering the knees, lowering ourselves down. Our hands are toward our chest. Our palms are on the ground, and we can put the tops of our feet on the ground. And we rise up to a cobra, shining our heart forward. We're not cranking our neck. Make sure your gaze is in front of you. If you like this time to do a sphinx, what you can do is put your elbow right under your shoulder and place your palms on the ground. And you are grounding your pubic bone and your legs and the tops of your feet into the ground, breathing in through the crown of your head and shining your heart forward. And tucking your toes, pushing yourself back into a child's pose, a devotional pose. And now when you're ready, come to your backs. Bring your knees to your chest, hugging yourself into a ball. And then letting one leg extend out. And then when you're ready, you can send that bent leg across your body for a reclining twist. And the other arm goes in the opposite direction. And you can look towards that hand. Think about breathing into the rib cage here, the top rib cage, filling up like a balloon. Noticing what comes to your mind. Being with the breath. Coming back to center. You can switch the leg. And sending that leg across your body. And the opposite arm points the other direction along with your head. Breathing into that rib cage, sending your body so much love. Just being present here with your body, noticing what it's saying to you. And coming back to center. And grab the outer edges of your feet like this. Coming to happy baby. You can rock yourself back and forth, massaging the back, the lower back, and the side body toward the back. I love this pose. It's so relaxing and grounding. Giving yourself space to invite in some gratitude right now. For taking the time for yourself, for showing up. Now releasing that happy baby into Shavasana, doing nothing but lying down. You can close your eyes. Just let your body fall where it may. And let your breathing just be natural. There's no forced breathing technique here. You're just letting everything go, sinking into the earth. If it helps, imagining that you're on a beach. Your body is just sinking down into the warm sand. And you feel that beautiful sunshine on the skin of your body. Maybe you hear waves on the beach crashing into the shore. Allowing yourself here just to do nothing. Really just emptying your being here just to be. Just to be. Without any guilt. You deserve this. Stay where you are. That's just my little reminder. Oh. Why don't we start to wiggle our toes? Sorry to take you off the beach right now, but you could do this later. Waking yourself up a little bit and coming to your side, any side, into a fetal pose. And then pushing yourself up through your hand and sitting. An easy pose here. Finding your center. Finding that still space. The space that knows deeply. The knower. The part that watches. Just sit here. If you hear sounds, that's okay. Just notice them. Even if it's noisy, or you're starting to hear people on the street or cars, or just noticing them. Not attaching any stories to it, just watching, hearing, just noticing your senses. Coming back into your body, how does your body feel? Are there spaces in your body that feel more expansive or spacious because of the work you've done today? How does your heart feel? I invite you to take one hand and place it on your chest. And as you breathe in and out, feel the chest rising and falling. And I invite you to send love, calm, peace, for yourself. That during this hard time, we can always come back to our center. By finding our center, we can use our breath to help center us. And when we center, we come back to the present moment. We're not living in the unknowns of the future. And we're not living in the past. But as we connect our breath to our bodies, we remain right here in the present, where joy and happiness can be found. So let us rest here. Now I'd like to send an intention, a wish out to all the essential workers who are out there working every day because we depend on them. Healthcare workers, delivery people. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy, and may you live with ease. Sending thoughts out to those who are affected by the virus, or if you know of someone who is affected, may you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. Thinking of a loved one. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. And may you live with ease. To the whole globe, to everyone living on this planet Earth that we call home, to our brothers and sisters, may we all be safe. May we all be healthy. May we all be happy. And maybe we all live in peace and live with ease. And finally, to yourself, you can say it to yourself. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I live with ease. And may I invite calm into my day and find my center through my breath. And gently opening your eyes. Bringing your hands together. Namaste. I hope you feel a little different, a little more calm, a little bit more grounded. And as we face the day with everything that goes on, I invite you to just remind yourself to find an activity that you're doing. And in the activities, such as, say, washing dishes, you can ground and center during that time. Just think about your feet grounding into the earth and breathing through the top of your head and just connecting with your breath. That will help you come into the present moment. And when we come to the present moment, that's when we can find our calm. Thank you so much. I wish you well. I'm going to be doing 3 more yoga sessions based on this 4-part series. I hope you can join me. And please be safe.